There are a couple of things that make Imai a really great unit. One of them is her high base speed. But how good is Imai actually? The first thing about Imai that caught my attention is definitely her S2. Her S2 is an AoE attack that can give both Imai and one highest attack ally other than Imai an attack buff for one turn. This skill also pushes the said highest attack ally's AP other than Imai by a certain percent, which is really good. So if you have both Imai and Imai male, the two would make a really good pair. Imai S2 also can be counter-attack, so it is really good in the current and upcoming arena seasonal buff. Moving to her S3, in short, her S3 is a single target attack that has a lot of damage multiplier increase per enemy's HP loss. I forgot to mention this, but on top of the normal attack percent multiplier, all of Imai's skills damage scales more with the more speed she has. The higher both of her attack and speed, the more damage she could provide. But back to her S3, this skill also ignores damage split effect, like the one you see from Jessie Orb or the like. And when an enemy dies, she will gain an attack buff and stealth that can be activated every 4 turns. Her basic attack is your normal single target hit, but it also can give her an attack buff and boost her own AP by a certain percent if she has a buff. Now we already talked about the good stuff that Imai has, so what is the catch? The first contra that Imai has is definitely her low base crit. When getting your DPS, having a high base crit is really favorable, cause it will lessen your burden in getting the perfect stats. Second one, I'm just going to point this out, but her S2 has a really low attack percent multiplier, so don't hope too much about her S2 damage. About the attack buff from her S2, Queen Orb can do the same job if you're running a Kagari opener. Not the best, but definitely an option. Her AP push can also be cut by someone like f.rela and f.4. Moving to the third one, her S3 only gives her the strongest effect if the enemy's HP is lower than 70%. Jessie and her Yue also exist. That issue can be solved if you use Mel and Isabel in the same team as her, but assuming if you use her as an opener, then you would need to wait for the second turn to use her S3, which is why I believe her high base speed is exactly for that. Which brings us into her best build.